tenants really have reached their affordability ceiling. We've had relentless price hikes over the last few years where we've seen rents rise at a much greater pace compared to wages growth.
Can you detail how the data shows that renters can expect some stability is returning to the market?
We certainly have seen stability has returned to Australia's housing market. We have seen, particularly for house rents across the combined capitals, they've now flatlined for 5 consecutive quarters in a row. We haven't seen that type of stability nationally in roughly a decade. And even when you look at unit rents, which have often been that kind of spillover for affordability, even unit rents now have flatlined for the last 2 quarters. So that stability is definitely there, and that's pretty much what we're seeing across most capital cities. We did see some capital cities even pull back in their asking rents.
Okay, but it isn't true in all capital cities. Brisbane and Darwin are the standouts?
We have seen some capital cities see a re-acceleration in their rental growth, and it is Brisbane, both for house and unit rents. They did see faster rates of rental growth over the most recent quarter, as well as Darwin. I mean, Darwin rents increased by $40 over the 3 months of September alone. But I think Brisbane in itself has a bit of a superpower, really, in terms of its rental market. We've continued to see rents rise, and I think what we have seen is a lot of jobs creation. Brisbane, in the lead up to the games, have got an awful amount of infrastructure spending, and that creates jobs, it brings people to the area, and I think that is placing additional demand in the rental space for Brisbane. So my expectation is we'll probably still see rents grow in Brisbane.
In the capitals where rental growth has slowed, vacancy rates remain very low. If the government's drive to build more homes doesn't happen as quickly as it would like, do you expect rental prices will pick back up again?
I think our outlook for the rental market is a more of a stable outlook, but I think we might see what's described as a bit of an uneven growth across different suburbs. We've got some capital cities that are even pulling back in terms of their asking rents, and Perth is one of those markets that really stands out. Perth still has a very low vacancy rate. It's sitting at 0.5%, but unit rents actually pulled back over the September quarter, which is the first time we've seen that since 2017. So, I mean, we do still have low vacancy rates. They remain close to those historic lows, but they are nudging higher, which is the important thing.
Is that unusual to see, vacancy rates being low and rental prices stabilising? Normally it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't. It's quite extraordinary, to be honest. And I think what it showcases as well is tenants really have reached their affordability ceiling. We've had relentless price hikes over the last few years where we've seen rents rise at a much greater pace compared to wages growth. And I think we have to remember that the rental market is much more transient. So what that means is if people cannot meet their rent obligations, they get a housemate, or they move to they move to a more affordable property type or more affordable suburb. But also our outlook, when you think about things like the home guarantee scheme, that has just been expanded as of the 1st of October. So our expectation is that is going to help many tenants transition to being homeowners, which should alleviate some of the demand pressures across our capital cities.
And yet at the same time, investors are said to be getting back into the market. How do you see that impacting rental prices?
I think that is one of the levers that is going to continue to help Australia's rental market balance out. There's kind of no one quick fix. I think it has to be an amalgamation of different things, but investors are coming back. And what's interesting is investors are honing in on different areas. If we remember back, they were honing in on Perth, those areas that were seeing really strong rates of capital growth. But that focus is now back on areas like Sydney. And I think that is one of the markets where we've seen a stronger gain of investment activity. And that's obviously going to boost a rental supply. So I think that is good news for tenants.
Nicola Powell, thank you.
Thank you.